Hi, I'm Hugh McKenna from Asgard Athletics. This week we're going to be going over a side control escape or a side mount escape for all you old heads out there like me who still call it side mount, even though Joe Rogan made it cool to say side control, but it's really called side mount. Anyway, I digress. So this is a great escape because it requires no frame. So when you're in that like deep, dark, black hole of pressure and you feel like there's no way out, they're turning your head away. Let's say they're on this side of your body, they're using shoulder pressure, they're turning your head away. You have no frames and they have good knee placement in your hip and in your armpit, and you're just really stuck. So this is called the Santa Claus escape. My coach, Greg DiPasquale, showed this to me many years ago, and I've had tremendous success with it ever since then, especially when I have a really top-heavy person who puts a tremendous amount of pressure on me, and they did a good job and they beat my frames. So it's called the Santa Claus escape because you're gonna basically sit in your partner's lap and then use your top hook to hook their foot and elevate their body so that their shoulder pressure becomes a little less severe, and you're able to get typically an L frame if you can, or whatever frames you can get on their body, and then you're going to keep elevating them and reguard, probably into a butterfly guard, but you can reguard into half guard, full guard, butterfly, X guard, or even some leg lock entries. That's why I really like this escape. What's really great about this particular reguard is that when people go to counter and they circle towards your head, it actually allows you to bridge and roll if your timing is good, and it'll feel like little to no effort on the bridge, and then you'll end up in top in side control for yourself. Kimura month's over. Now we're gonna do like a little one-off. We're gonna do how to escape side control if like nothing else works, right? So like the classic, like getting your frames and shrimping is all well and good, but when you got a guy like Joe on top of you, squeezing the life out of you, getting your frames is not so easy, right? So a lot of the times they're gonna get a headlock and they're gonna turn your face away so that like bridging into him doesn't make much sense. Right, so we're gonna do a side control escape where your back is almost turned towards him and your head is like turned away, right? So the classic side mount escape is you're here, you get your frames, right? You move your feet, big bridge, and you get through here. That's all well and good, but if Joe has a nasty headlock on me and he's using shoulder pressure, turn my face, there's absolutely no way I'm bridging this way, right? I'm gonna break my own spine. So what I'm going to do is, and I don't have any frames either, and getting frames in this position is rather difficult. So what I'm going to do is this arm, I'm going to keep it here so that when I turn my back, he can't take my back. If I make the mistake of leaving my arm kind of down and like going like this, he's just going to take my back, and then it's going to be worse for me. So the first thing that I need to do is make sure that I'm blocking his hip here. Then I'm gonna frame in his shoulder like this, and I'm gonna use my legs, and I'm gonna pretty much like sit in Santa Claus's lap, right? So I'm gonna bridge, and I'm literally gonna sit in his lap like this. What that's gonna do is that's gonna get my top leg a little closer to his ankles so that I can bring it all the way around and hook his foot here, right? So this foot is gonna come around, and I'm gonna hook his ankle right here and dorsiflex my foot. Now, this is the weirdest part about the move, but once you get this, it'll be nice and easy. So I'm gonna kick my leg to the ceiling like I'm elevating a butterfly hook, and that's gonna internally rotate Joe's leg, and it's gonna shift his weight off my neck. From here, this bottom hook, this is the hard part, is gonna come and transition to a butterfly hook as close to my other hook as I can, right? So I take my top leg, I hook his leg, I lift it towards the ceiling, create the space. Now my bottom hook comes in, and I turn my knees to the ceiling. From here, I let go of the top hook, I start elevating the bottom hook, and now I start getting my frames in here, and I pull my other hook in, and now I have some sort of butterfly guard. You can go to any other guard, you can go to X guard, you can go to close guard, you can go to half guard, so that's just personal preference, but now you're out of side control, or side mount for you old heads in here, like me. I'm only calling it side control because YouTube. All right, so you're gonna block him getting your back, you're gonna frame in his shoulder so that you can push him down your body a little bit. You're gonna use your legs to hip escape, and you're gonna sit in Santa Claus's lap, making sure that you're blocking him from taking your back. This top leg is gonna swing back and behind, and you're gonna get his ankle. Sometimes it's a little difficult to find, but you'll get it. All right, so you come back with your heel, get that top hook right here. I'm gonna elevate that top hook, keep it in the air, get my bottom hook. Now I start elevating him with the bottom hook and getting my frames, and my top hook lets go, and I bring it through into my butterfly guard. So one more time. He's crushing me into oblivion. I block his hip, I block his shoulder, I sit in Santa's lap, right? And I ask him, what I want for Christmas is to get out of side control. So then I come here, I hook his top leg, elevate it, bottom hook comes in. So elevate bottom hook, and come here, okay? Okay, so now we're going for the Santa Claus escape, right? We get here, we're getting crushed in this black hole, and the only way out is Santa Claus, okay? So we get here, how would you react if I started like trying to hook this leg, Joe? Right, you're gonna circle away from me, right? But the act of him circling is gonna set up my next move. So I'm gonna clamp down super hard here, okay? And I'm gonna bridge, and I'm gonna punch my arm to the ceiling and come this way, come up. Right, this is a very much a timing move and not a strength move, right? So if you try and do it at the wrong time, you're gonna feel extremely weak and you're not gonna be able to do it, right? So I get here, I go for the Santa Claus, he's circling this way. So I'm gonna pretty much follow him in that circle. So I'm gonna like wax on, wax off here. So I pinch this tight to my body. I wanna be sure that I'm covering his entire forearm, that I'm not like up here in a high overhook where you can get his hand or his elbow out, right? I wanna be covering his forearm so he can't post. And I'm gonna be circling this way. And now I bridge my hips up and over and I get on top. So I'm here, I go for the Santa Claus, he starts coming here. I'm gonna cover his arm, I'm gonna shoot this to the ceiling, I'm gonna bridge hard up onto my right shoulder and right ear, right here. Okay, so one more time. I'm going for the Santa Claus escape. He's doing a good job of circling. Wait for it, trap, and shoot to the ceiling and lift. Okay, that's very much a timing move. Another one that you can do, so come back. So you're going for the Santa Claus. You're gonna hear Joe's doing the same thing, right? I'm just gonna wing my hand back in here because he's created some space here that I can get both my arms into my frames here, and then I can start hip escaping and doing my normal side mount escape. So I'm here in the Santa Claus. I come here, he starts circling. He's created some space on my body now. I'm gonna whip this arm inside. I'm gonna get this across his belly. I'm gonna turn back into him. I'm gonna bridge, and I'm gonna shrimp out and get my guard back. Okay? Any questions on either one of those? Let's give it a shot. All right, so that was the Santa Claus escape and the secondary bridge and roll that comes after the Santa Claus escape. If you like this, please hit the like button. Also, if you can leave a comment and let me know how you did with it, or if you have any further questions about it, I'd be happy to answer them or comment back to you. If you can also subscribe to my page so you don't miss the weekly videos coming out, that would be awesome. Any engagement helps and it would be greatly appreciated. All right. Catch you later. Thanks.